Every time you watch adult content, you're draining your testosterone. You're frying your brain's reward system, you're numbing your drive, your ambition, your edge as a man. You don't need to inject poison to ruin your hormones. All it takes is a screen, a quiet room, and 5 minutes of fake pleasure. By the end of this video, you're going to understand why millions of men are addicted to something that's silently killing their masculine energy. And if you stick around, I'll show you how to reverse the damage fast. This isn't just another nofap motivation video. We're going deep into brain chemistry, hormones, and most importantly, how to break free for good. Let's get into it. You've heard the word dopamine tossed around a lot, but here's what you might not realize. Dopamine isn't just a pleasure chemical. It's the motivation chemical. When dopamine spikes, you feel driven, you chase goals, you feel alive. But here's the catch. When your brain is constantly flooded with artificial dopamine spikes, like from adult content, your baseline dopamine drops. That means in the real world, you don't feel motivated to work out. You procrastinate. Instead of building a business, you feel tired, foggy, and low-key depressed. You can't even enjoy normal things anymore because your brain is desensitized. Adult content is one of the most powerful hijackers of the dopamine system ever created. It's visual crack, instant novelty, endless stimulation, zero effort, and the more you use it, the more dopamine receptors downregulate, meaning you need more extreme content just to feel the same hit. Eventually, you're not watching it because you want to, you're watching it because your brain needs it. This is textbook addiction, and it's quietly destroying your hormonal foundation. Adult content and testosterone, what the science says. Now, look at what adult content does to testosterone, your most powerful male hormone. A study published in Hormones and Behavior 2007 found that testosterone levels decrease in men who abstain from sexual activity for extended periods, but only when real intimacy is absent. But the game changes when we talk about artificial stimulation. Here's where it gets disturbing. In a study titled Neurobiology of Internet Pornography Addiction, researchers observed that men who frequently consumed adult content had lower grey matter volume in key areas of the brain responsible for motivation and decision making, like the prefrontal cortex. Lower grey matter equals worse impulse control equals more compulsive behaviour. What does this mean for testosterone? Chronic adult content use elevates prolactin post-orgasm, a hormone that suppresses testosterone production. It also disrupts the hypothalamic pituitary gonadal HPG axis, the master regulator of your sex hormone system. Frequent ejaculation via adult content means chronically elevated serotonin and suppressed dopamine, both linked to lower free testosterone. And if that wasn't enough, researchers in the Journal of Sexual Medicine 2012 found that men who watched more adult content had weaker erections, lower libido, and lower confidence. This isn't about morality, it's biology. The real world symptoms you're ignoring. Still not convinced this is a problem? Let's break it down, brutally and honestly. Here's what this addiction looks like in the real world. You can't focus for more than 5 minutes without reaching for your phone. Every time you try to sit and work, your mind starts drifting. You procrastinate endlessly, not because you're lazy, but because your brain is conditioned to chase easy dopamine. You have zero motivation to train, even though deep down you want to. You look in the mirror and hate what you see, but the drive to change just isn't there. And when finally you manage to hit the gym, your energy crashes halfway through. Your libido, it's non-existent unless you're staring at a screen full of unrealistic, high-definition fiction. Real women don't turn you on like they used to. Eye contact feels awkward, conversations feel forced, you're socially anxious, or worse, completely numb. There's a constant sense of dissatisfaction, but you can't pinpoint why. You feel guilty after you watch it, you feel ashamed, but somehow you keep going back, again and again. You tell yourself, just this one time, but you know it's a lie. The post-relapse shame spiral hits harder each time, draining your confidence and making you question your own willpower. And you're not alone. Thousands, even millions of men are stuck in this loop. Go to forums like Reddit's, nofap, Reboot Nation, or Your Brain on Porn, and you'll see post after post from guys who are dealing with the exact same symptoms. Guys who were once ambitious, disciplined, energetic, are now tired, anxious, emotionally flat, and mentally fogged. Some of them describe what's known as a flatline, a period after quitting where your brain completely crashes. No motivation, no arousal, no joy. It's like someone flipped the off switch on your masculinity. That's not weakness, that's your brain recalibrating. You've been flooding your mind with an artificial dopamine spike every day, sometimes multiple times a day. Your brain got used to it. It adapted. Now, when you stop, it has to reset to baseline. And during that reset, things get worse before they get better. You might feel emotionally dead inside. You might lose interest in women, in work, in life itself, but this isn't permanent. It's not who you are, it's just withdrawal. And the truth is, the more intense these symptoms, the more proof you have that your brain chemistry has been hijacked. But here's the powerful part. Once the healing starts, it doesn't just bring you back to normal. It unlocks a new level of clarity, confidence, and control that you might not have felt in years or ever. This isn't about breaking a bad habit. It's about finally seeing how deep the damage goes. It's about waking up to the fact that you've been living at 40% of your potential and deciding that enough is enough. What happens when you quit? The reboot effect. Let's talk about what happens when you quit. When you stop watching adult content and abstain from artificial stimulation, dopamine receptors start to heal. Your brain regains sensitivity to natural rewards. Your testosterone starts to rebound. In 2003, a study on testosterone and abstinence, researchers found that testosterone levels peaked around day 7 of no ejaculation. That leveled out. It's a short-term spike, but when paired with dopamine balance and motivation, the results are life-changing. Men report more confidence, deeper voice, increased muscle growth, greater eye contact, more natural attraction from women, clearer thinking, better sleep, more drive to do. This isn't just placebo. Your hormones are aligning with your actions. The link to masculine energy and success. Let me ask you this. Why do you think ancient warriors, monks, and philosophers practice celibacy or semen retention? Because they understood intuitively that this energy fuels greatness. Testosterone isn't just about sex. It's about ambition. It's about drive. It's about purpose. When you quit adult content, you stop leaking your energy into pixels and start directing it towards building something real. Think about the hours wasted, the brain fog, the lack of edge. Now imagine all that energy being redirected into starting a business, building your physique, leading in your community, and becoming the man you were meant to be. Adult content is making men soft, mentally, physically, emotionally. But when you stop, everything starts to change. How to quit without willpower battles. Quitting isn't easy, but it's simple. Here's a proven 5-step system to escape this addiction. Number 1, eliminate the triggers. Unfollow adult-themed pages, block websites using apps like Cold Turkey or Freedom, turn off private browsing mode entirely. 2, replace the habit. Every time you get the urge, do push-ups, journal, take a cold shower. Train your brain to associate discomfort with growth. 3, track your progress. Use a journal or habit tracker. Celebrate milestones, 7 days, 14 days, 30 days. 4, rebuild your dopamine. Get sunlight daily, lift weights, socialize, meditate, eat high-protein, testosterone-boosting foods. Sleep 7 to 9 hours. 5, find your mission. Most men relapse because they're bored. Purpose kills addiction. Find something to chase, a vision, a goal, a challenge. Your future without it. Imagine this, you wake up with energy, your eyes are sharp, you train hard, you speak with power, you lead with presence, you feel clear for the first time in years. That's what's waiting on the other side of quitting. This isn't just about stopping a bad habit, it's about reclaiming your masculinity. You're not broken, you've just been hijacked, and now it's time to take your brain, your hormones, and your life back. If you've made it this far, you already know this truth deep down. Adult content is not harmless, it's a trap. A slow hormonal death sentence dressed up as entertainment. But here's the good news. You can change. Start today, block the sites, delete the stash, begin the detox. And if you want more science-backed videos like this to help optimize your testosterone, focus and energy, hit that subscribe button and join the testosterone growth community, because we're not just boosting hormones here, we're rebuilding men. See you in the next one.